Hello, hello, hello. Antphrodite here, your pop culture psychic, back to you again with another spooky, ooky reading. So this time we're going to do, is it possible to sell your soul for fame? So I've done a reading on the Illuminati a long periodically a time ago, put a link to it up here. And I kind of want to do a little bit of continuation. I've done a lot of different readings, like what happens when you die and stuff like that. And these are always interesting and unique. I don't know how this is going to go. My personal feelings on it, I don't know. I'm kind of torn. So I guess we're just going to dive right in. So remember, these readings are all alleged for intuitive only. And let's get started. If you like these, you can join my YouTube members. There is a $5, $10, $15 tier. You get access to exclusive pick a card, story times. You can win a reading from me. Also, I have a second YouTube channel link down below. It's called Antphrodite, T-E-A. It's got non-tarot content. Okay. So can you sell your soul for fame? Oh shit, the moon is upright. I think people try. Okay. Here's what I'll say. The Knight of Pentacles is inconsistencies. So to me, that means there's an inconsistency with the story or with the pattern, right? And then we have the Three of Swords, which is a heartbreak. So that's some sort of, again, setback. And the moon is about lies, deceit, and deception, things we don't see. So, first of all, if you were trying to worship something or sell your soul to something for fame, whatever you think you're selling it to, you're not. Number two, no, I actually don't think that it works that way. The moon is deception. So that's like a trickster playing a game on someone. So for me, do I think that it's something you could guarantee? No. Do I think that there are people that believe it? Yeah, the Ace of Wands is upright, which tells me that that's like the birth of something new. So it's like think of it like a ritual or a practice, right? But the moon is upright and it's above the Ace of Wands, which tells me that your ritual is a lie. And you know what? It might be a lie from the top, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure who's aware of the lie, but no, I don't think it's effective. This would be like if you were, passing down some sort of tradition from like your family, but it's just not really accurate. The Six of Pentacles reverse, again, that's a breaking of a contract or a breaking of a commitment. So if we're looking at making a contract, right, with a demon, a devil, whatever, the Six of Pentacles has to be upright. Reverse is the breaking of a contract, which means that it's not working. The Five of Cups is about disappointments before it began. If there's a disappointment before it began, there's a lot of lies about this, and there is no contract, that means that it's fake. Which means that whatever rituals or whatever art that are being performed or whatever someone thinks they're doing is not actually what's happening. Let's see if we can find out what's happening. So the Page of Cups is reversed, so there's no, I don't actually believe, Page of Cups reverse is like a detachment, especially emotionally and spiritually. Four Swords of rejection, healing of wounds, Temperance card, patience, balance. It's also gossip here. So it's like everybody knows. Eight of Swords, the victim of circumstance. Empress is upright. And the Ace of Cups reversed. It's almost just like placating someone because they're powerful or in power or have influence, but it feels human. So for me, it's more along the lines of I feel like everybody has just bought into something that I don't think is real. You're just not going to get me to believe that this is effective. Like, it just seems like this would be like a megalomaniac or an egomaniac that has decided that this is what we need to do, and can sometimes convince people. Think of it like a cult leader, right? And the Empress here would be a cult leader. But it's not real. So, no. No, no. Do I think that people do things though because they think it's real? Yeah. Three of Wands is upright. Absolutely. The Ace of Pentacles versus and the King of Swords. That tells me that people are desperate for money or desperate for fame, right? Ace of Pentacles. And the Three of Wands being upright and the King of Swords tells me that it's more along the lines of power play. Can I get you to do what I want you to do? How desperate are you? It's more of like proving yourself to someone. Like, will you prove yourself to me? Like, if someone was like, do a blood oath or blood pact, it's mostly just their way of getting you to prove yourself to me. Like, it's like if you were to be hired by the mob and the mob was like, oh, you have to put a hit out on somebody first to prove your worth to me. That's kind of what it's like. It's like a cult leader or a mob boss. I'm actually kind of shocked. It's not as witchy as I was expecting. The Page of Wands reversed, the Three of Cups upright, and the Eight of Wands. That's also interesting because the Eight of Wands is about rapid change. The Three of Cups is a jealousy or a comparison card. It's also other people. And then we have the Page of Wands saying one thing and doing another. It's like I'm constantly changing the rules. I'm constantly changing what's going on. To me, this would be like, this is like a celebrity with a bunch of personal assistants. And every day they wake up and they want something new. Like this to me is just all ego driven. It's all like narcissism. This feels really human. Now here's the weird part. I do feel like there's a trickster spirit somewhere here. The Knight of Wands upright, yeah, the Knight of Swords and the Five of Wands, avoidance, impure intentions, and the Knight of Wands. I do think that sometimes trickster energy does seem to pick up on these things and kind of mess around with them. Like, let's say you're making a ritual, whatever, and some wandering sort of like mischievous spirit or entity kind of wanders in and kind of fucks with you. Think of it like a ghost that's kind of haunting you to kind of like poke fun at you. I don't actually think that it's effective. I think that sometimes it just attracts things that kind of stir the pot. There's definitely a giant. I don't know about giant. It feels small. It feels almost like an imp. It feels small. But there seems to be some sort of spirit here or entity that kind of fucks with people for fun. Four of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, Nine of Cups. This doesn't feel like a devil or like the big bad. This feels like a little mischievous child that kind of thinks it's funny when it can fuck with people. But maybe it's like a species because it feels like it's more than one. They feel like little imps. They're like small. Because I'm seeing like a winged creature that's like really tiny, like a circle almost. So that makes me feel like it might be like an imp or something. But regardless, it's just kind of like laughing about it. Like Four of Cups is very detached from it. You know what it feels like? I don't actually think you... Wheel of Fortune, Eight of Cups, Tower. You know, I don't know if I necessarily... I don't think that you... Okay. I don't think that you can sell your soul. I think that you can do things... The Tower is a dramatic high-straw event. And the Wheel of Fortune is upright with the Eight of Cups. I don't think that you can sell your soul. I don't think that's possible. I do think, however, that sometimes you can bind something to you or have something attached to you or try to welcome in something to attach to you. And I think sometimes that thing can bring you really good luck and it can also bring you really bad luck. It's one of those things where it's like it amplifies energy around you. And so if you're on a wave that's really high, it's going to amplify that. Once things start getting negative, it's going to amplify that. Whatever this thing is, it kind of just amplifies your own energy because it's attached to you, potentially feeding off your energy, but it just amplifies. So that's why you can see some people really getting really lucky and having a lot of great things happen, and then all of a sudden they fall. That's because once the negative happens, which is inevitable, it amplifies that as well. So almost akin to a spell, but it feels more like an attachment. It's like a feeder. So, but it's not something that like you can sell your soul to. Do you know what I mean? Like it doesn't work that way. It just seems like it's almost like an attachment. You made yourself vulnerable for this random mischievous thing to kind of like laugh at you and attach to you and kind of leech off of you and suck the soul out of you, I guess is probably a better way to say it. But I don't really think... Every time I do something, I don't feel a big bad. I don't feel like a devil. I don't feel like... It feels like negative energies are more anarchists, I guess you would say. Like it's anarchy. Like they all do what they want. It doesn't feel like they rule. And then when I try to feel for like a bigger, higher good, I feel multiple higher goods, like multiple gods. So it's interesting. The Two of Swords is upright, the Ten of Wands is reverse, and the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles is about expectations falling short. Ten of Wands, I also feel like it doesn't last very long. Whatever this attachment is, it moves on quickly. Like, I don't even think you'd really have to like do much to get it to detach from you, because I feel like this thing just moves on quickly. It like drains you and then goes to the next and kind of laughs about it. It's almost like it wants to experience earthbound pleasures. So it attaches to earthbound people by tricking them, so it can feed off of that. Like, it's like I can feel it, and it's like I want to taste what food tastes like. Like, this thing has never been human, so it's like I want to taste what food tastes like. I want to feel what intercourse feels like. I want to, you know, experience what this feels like, and it just like is like a glutton. I see it almost gluttonous. Like, everything is just putting everything in its mouth, and it's tasting everything, and it's drinking everything, and it's everywhere, and then it gets bored and it leaves, or the vessel is like, the person is like kind of worn down, and it goes and leaves. Which is funny, because I don't think that these people are like worshiping this thing. I don't even think they realize that it exists. It just finds an open opportunity and attaches, which is probably why sometimes these things don't work. Because you just have to kind of wander into this thing that just goes, oh, free portal to where I want to go. Jump. Nine of Cups upright, King of Wands reverse, and Ten of Swords. Yeah, it's self-sabotage. And I can tell you what, there are people who kind of tell, like, I do see some sort of egotistical cult leader like energy, like it's like narcissism, megalomaniac, crazy energy. And I see, maybe it's not just one. I see a lot of people just being like, yeah, we know it's bullshit, but we kind of want to see what you can do, what we can get you to do. So it's kind of just crazy. Judgment card reverse, Two of Cups, and Queen of Cups. I also feel like it does feel like women are more susceptible than men. And I wonder if that has to do with whatever this thing maybe wants to feel, because it wants to experience certain things in life. So I wonder if there's certain things that it prefers to experience through females than males. That's interesting. Because Judgment is reversed and the Two of Cups, which makes me feel like, yeah, it wants to feel a connection between two people, but Queen of Cups, there's something about feminine energy that it desires. Perhaps it's the ability to like bear children or something. I'm not exactly sure. Strength card reversed, Five of Cups reversed, Five of Pentacles reversed, and Five of Swords. Also, it does feel like, I do feel like good energy tries to combat this thing. If someone had an attachment, I feel like there is a specific, I see it. There's a specific god that I see that's job is to, it has a sword. It almost looks like it's in like a white cloth, almost like a Roman kind of cloth. I can't tell. It's kind of androgynous. It looks feminine, but maybe it's just like a feminine looking masculine energy, but I can't tell. It's very androgynous, and it has a sword. And I don't know if this is just a metaphor, if this is really what this thing looks like, so don't come at me. But it does feel like it's, yeah, it's got like short hair. It does feel like its entire job is to kind of keep these things at bay. I think of it like almost like a sheep. Hoarding sheep is like what this thing is. It's like hoarding sheep. So I keep hearing. It's like, get back in line, get back in your cage, get back in your place. And I think this thing does sort of like, it's like rolls their eyes like, again with this shit. Like, it's annoying. It's a nuisance that this takes up this person's time, or this entity's time. But it does feel like it's always constantly trying to get these things to detach, and it gives people opportunities to get out, but they always just neglect it. Like, it's always trying to help these people who have this attachment, and these people just neglect it. It's like ignoring the whispers, ignoring the universe sending you signs. There's only so much they can do. I also think sometimes it will remove something, and these people will kind of allow it to come back. Because I see it almost like, oh my God, it's like having gum in your hair. It's like, I just got the gum out and you're blowing bubbles again. Like, what are you doing? It's like pulling it off like a leech. And it's like, I detached all the leech. I de-leached you, and you go right back on the water to get leeches again. It's interesting. It's like a cleanup crew. I don't know. This entity doesn't really feel like other entities that I've experienced before. It feels very annoyed. 2 of Pentacles reversed, 8 of Swords reversed, and 6 of Cups. It almost feels like it's doing community service. Like if it got in trouble for something and this is its punishment, it's weird. I wonder if it's like what, like cleaning up messes is like that is like a thing that everyone shares at some point. Because it's just like, it feels like a janitor, which is weird. I don't know. I'm not sure where I'm picking that up from. But yeah, I guess I'll leave it at that. I don't know. If you guys like that, subscribe, join the YouTube members. Until next time, good luck.